Hello people and welcome to watch yet another Carcassonne Champions League stage match, this time between David Faraci of the United Kingdom with the screen name Lord Terrycloth, and his opponent today is Georgios Kyriazidis from Greece with the screen name Asx3t0s, the Greek captain in the WTCOC, and I believe also in the ETCOC, and also was the representative of his country this year. Oh, sorry, not this year, on the previous year, 25 in the World Championships individuals. David, of course, also on his own part is the national champion of the UK, and also participated in the World Championships individuals in Germany in 25. Now has reached the 700 threshold multiple times, despite actually only having only 2,000 games under his belt. Well, this is the wrong profile, but you can take my word for it, I guess. And despite despite Georgios having tripled the games, hasn't yet been able to achieve the 700. He's kind of like wandering around those uh, 550, 650 marks quite steadily, as you can see. So we have we have like kind of drops here and there, but take into account that like already going over here, it's like 3 years ago or so. You can see under the insinuating numbers with the minus 800, 900, so that the prehistoric era is very long, going almost into like what 7 years, 8 years or so. So on that regard, there has been steady growth, although quite slow, but growth nonetheless. For the league stage, both players today, assumably, are going to be very thirsty for a win. Let's see. So, Georgios at 1 win, 1 loss, a 2-0 win against Maxim Basiluk, and a 2-0 loss against Ervin Gall. And David with the same thing, basically a 1-1 record so far, with a loss to the reigning world champion Xiang Yu-Chin, and then a 2-0 victory against the Fox 1347. And certainly a second loss would put either of these players into a very tough situation, as 3 wins is pretty much a must to get in order to have even a sliver of chance to get into the playoffs. Welcome, Vika, with the exclamation mark. I see you are extra excited for today. And we should be starting in about now or so. If Georgios would be online, but he isn't. So let's see if Terrycloth is, because I mean, as to myself, I haven't gotten a notification of this match being delayed, and the reason why it is not delayed is because it is not delayed. $15 minutes, so a PGA tournament is the format for this match, with not necessarily alternating starting player. Terrycloth takes the first 4 points and takes also the first advantage of being the starting player. So of course no incremental time in this format, just straight up 15 minutes. City for Georgios. Hello Sergio, glad to see you here. And vice versa a city for Terrycloth, and we already have a bit of a decision for green here, whether you continue your existing city and make it a small threat, and it is what the Greek goes for, or whether you go for maybe something like this and start a new city maybe, and then create a 3-point road up here, which can only be grabbed by green, as had yellow grabbed that road, then it would create a potential blocking platform onto this square with a cow tile or with a field Dorito. 2-point road is taken by Terrycloth, and also, well, forced, well, almost forced to make this move, but not that he would be really all that sad about it. An early monastery and extra efficiency for starting it next to your own road is not too bad. And this road was also it was strategically devised plan, because you one of the 3 starting tiles was out of the game, or 2 out of 4, whichever way you want to think of it. Then the plan for Terrycloth was to go over here with a triple city, or with a dagger, or with a not with a dagger, but with a Dorito, and restrict the city to the 2 remaining starting tiles. Curves his road away from the monastery, so trying to create an extra monastery spot and trying to stack them as well as they can. And also creates this 3-point road right next to it, so good stuff for now for Terrycloth, even though he has gotten his city broken, which no longer is really an issue, as now it practically ties the meeple of green to it, which isn't really an issue for green, as it's like looking like a decent city of 5 points, and it's just worthwhile to connect to. Green takes the monastery of his own next to red's. Not that he had all that many options. He could, really only going over here or over here. But this is just like the more natural monastery spot with a field and field squares, and fitting that monastery tile there quite nicely. Ooh, there's actually a pretty handy trick for Terrycloth to be going over here and placing another meeple onto the road. Yes, I like this a lot. So, of course, these roads can get broken, these can get separated, but the chances are that Terrycloth is going to get a suitable tile for him over here before a suitable tile over here is drawn by green. And we can also see how the connection now by green to the 5-point city has slightly backfired. Well, momentarily at least, as Terrycloth has been able to get actually not only 1 but 2 of the dividers. And he has a bit of a decision to do, and chooses to not, of course, separate his second meeple from the city, as it then would be able to get attacked immediately by green and overrun. However, this setup does have its dangers, so because the quad city is now gone, there is a possibility for green to, for example, go over here with a triple city, or with just any city tile with a field, and drop a city meeple of his own, and then direct this guy also like towards the center, and block 3 meeples of blue, 3 meeples of red, and 2 meeples of green, with potentially even a potential to still continue the ruin parts of green, depending on the tile that they draw. This one, though, this is a fantastic move by Terrycloth, actually found in a very fast manner, and also comes just in time, as green was gonna go over here with a meeple, but now there are only 2 daggers to go here, which would allow the same exact trick. And other than that, I mean, this city is super safe now. Maybe the worst that could happen is maybe now, well, like besides the dagger, then the green could get like a triple city over here and tie down 3 meeples, but ain't gonna happen. And this certainly shows the skill level of Terrycloth here by how much value he can actually find from a quick point tile despite not having any meeples in his hand. Good thing that Red had no meeples, no temptation to score 3 quick points instead. That is also true, actually. It might have also been a a part. I wonder had like if Terrycloth had made this move if he had a meeple in his hand, and I kind of doubt that he would have. Or certainly, I think I would have been very tempted to just take the 4 points and like not try to go here like with an inefficient manner of using a quick point tile for like salvation purposes. But still, wonderful find by Terrycloth. And we have now a relatively sizable field growing in here, and also the road setup has paid off for David. So pretty much everything that he has ever wanted to have has come true. 16 points ahead on the scoreboard, leading in this monastery fight by 2 points, so plus 18. And Green doesn't have really anything going for him. Also, the field is now 9 points, and it is in control of Red, who could actually go here or here with the second meeple and start securing the field. Also creates this 9-point monastery spot, which I kind of doubt that it would be in his interest, because when you are ahead, you don't really want to create these coin flips worth worth 9 points. But I can certainly understand like where he's coming from, because he wants to like slowly try and secure the field, but also like expand the field going to the top with potential extra cities. And yeah, look at this. So green turning his city away now from the danger zone, as again the quad city was out and it was possible for green to actually get trapped in here, but it does achieve, or it does create a potential for Terrycloth to do exactly what he did, to go for the second meeple and to go for a 10/12 point city with all 3 remaining horses still in the deck. He goes and he delivers, and again 10 points added, and now this this road monastery is not going to be worth 8 points for green, but 5 points, as it will be expanding the field of red, and it will be actually expanded the field by 6 points, provided that this city is completed, which red certainly should assume that it will be completed, because you always have to assume the worst, and you basically just have to find find a way to win if your opponent just gets all the best tiles for themselves. Now, curiously, there is absolutely no intention seemingly from Georgios to go over here and to try and cover up the city. And that is because there's only one starting tile remaining. and one dagger, so he didn't want to limit his city to those two tiles, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But he has now still restricted it to the three remaining Doritos. Still with a chance for David to attack the city either from here or from here. Yeah, not a huge fan actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you go for this as Terrycloth? I don't think you do. Because like you don't really need to like risk anything. You don't need to no 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 no. Uh I mean I can understand the pleasure of wanting to have a full blocking opportunity because there were no cows and there was no triple city in the deck. But when you are ahead by now 26 points and you have very strong control of the fields and your opponent only has this one single threat, you do not want to help them to even have a chance at completing both of the cities basically with one tile and getting two people's back. It would be, I think, actually better even for Terrycloth if he is just to let these two cities to be completed there. Like first of all, only with the tiles of green and with two tiles instead of one. So two separate cities would, kind of suck up 2 turns from green. Yeah, now the situation isn't really looking like the best possible one for red, even though it's still like don't get me wrong, it's still like seemingly very good. Let's make sure of that. So plus 11 on the scoreboard. Get some people back. So now plus 20 and plus 19, plus 28. The monasteries are being drawn and the field control is on red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What did I say? 20, 19, 34, 26, and then if this gets completed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11, 22. Yeah, with the completion of the city, the point difference is actually gonna come. It's actually gonna become rather small, but the meeple control is going to turn upside down. So now green has four meeples to play with, but there is only 7 tiles left. So in order for green to really make use out of everything, he has to use a meeple on every turn. And with that in mind, quick point tiles aren't really the best that you want. Or maybe it is actually. Maybe you want to take those quick point tiles away from red because red only has one meeple, and they would certainly like to get the weak point tiles for themselves. But this tile is only worth 3 points for. Ooh, yeah, this is a fancy move. Yeah, only worth 3 points for green. Unfortunately, he will be getting blocked, but at least it was worth 3 points still because Terrycloth needed to sacrifice the 4 points over here and now was able to score only 1 point. So I wonder actually, does green need to go for the next attack? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There are still 2 curvy tiles. Goes for a 6-point field, which is perfectly understandable. Terrycloth with a quick point tile, assumably going to be taking these 3 points, or maybe even going over here to deny a city cap from green. Because an extra meeple to green doesn't matter anymore because he can't use that. Or maybe we could go over here actually and take away a potential field attacking platform. just decides to go for this, which I don't really think is a good choice, given that if I did count correctly, then there are 2 curvy tiles, but Georgios doesn't get a curvy tile, he gets a city cap. So now he has to decide whether he goes over here for 4 points, or over here for 4 points, or maybe he goes over here and places a farmer, tries to connect over here for 9 points. Could be an option, I guess. But he needs to figure out exactly the tiles that are remaining in the deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's one regular curve, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's a dagger, I believe. With 1, 2, 3. With a left-hand sided dagger. And so it takes away the city cap just so that Terrycloth cannot use it. Although it wouldn't really matter. I believe this would actually be a better alternative to use the city cap 2, because the left-hand sided dagger can still be used over here for Terrycloth to take not only the 4-point ruin, but also 1 extra point to the monastery and complete that. So I believe this would have been a more accurate move. Terrycloth with just a regular curve, not much of a use, I think. But he can go here. He can just take 1 point, and he can still have the meeple for his final turn. Again, it doesn't matter that he gives a meeple back to green, because green cannot use all of his meeples. He has too many to really use them efficiently and to really like try and push for their max value for every meeple. Yeah, this is fine, of course. Also just 1 point. And the city is taken by Terrycloth with a by Georgios with a horse, and for 5 extra points with the final meeple. His momentary point advantage is looking nice, but I assure you it will not be enough with a field of 18 points plus a 9-point field plus the monasteries. Like, it's just not enough. 219, I believe, is Terrycloth gonna go for. And yeah, it did seem like this field attack coming from Georgios was certainly needed. Just a bit unfortunate, I guess, that he got blocked with the very next turn. But then again, actually, it wasn't really a high probability chance to get to the field anyways, because there was not only the blocking tiles in the form of curves, but also like 3 crossroads were remaining still in the deck. So not a high probability to get to the field, but it doesn't really matter, because you still need to go for it with the tiles that you are, with the tiles that you have in your hand. Okay, 1-0 for David. One step closer to that second match win. And looks like he's going to be also starting the second game, which is bad news for Georgios, of course. However, he has been able to get some useful tiles. Ooh. No. Also no. Why? Yeah, this is kind of like a 2 poor moves in a row from both of these players. like first of all, I mean, like going here with the crossroad on its own, it's fine. But I don't. But you really shouldn't meeple the 1 point road, I reckon, because then like you have such low chances of like coming out of coming out of it as a winner, because either you are gonna be waiting for a horse tile for eternity, or then you're gonna get blocked into this square with a with a more sizable ruin than just 1 point for your opponent. Like I would have rather seen Georgios just grabbing the second road maybe over here, but this is kind of poor planning, and I am amazed, to be honest, that Terrycloth went for the road Dorito. I mean, honestly, I like he might have even been hovering to go there with the road Dorito immediately, and just didn't quite register that Georgios could go there with a meeple on the road, and otherwise he would have just taken like a couple seconds and to go on the left instead. But looks like his city is now in a good condition so far. Almost always regret meepling 1 point roads. Yeah, that's why I'm not such a huge fan of them either. Like I very seldomly, yeah, I very seldom meeple 1 point roads, but there are only a few exceptions that I do that kind of thing for. Hello, Immo. Would have meeple that road to this one, yeah. Yeah. Well, the purpose of this channel is to enlighten some of you to not maybe make those mistakes, which I very heavily still think that it is a big mistake. And maybe this channel will bring you all some good. 6 point difference on the scoreboard for green, and he has been able to get a nice combo with a city crossroad and a divider and attacking the city of Terrycloth, which now, by the way, now basically even further actually highlights as to why you should be going over here first with the Dorito and only then over here, and then just wait for like a road Dorito to finish it off. Because now there's like a road monastery spot, a good one of such for Georgios, and really nothing over here for Terrycloth to celebrate for. Triple city for Terrycloth, and tries to go for a restrictions as green is trying to attack the shared 7 point feature, which looks an alright one. Looks like it could very well be completed. And maybe you go over here, restrict into a triple city, or that. Sure, that kind of works, I guess. But there comes, oof, oof, even a third meeple. Yeah, this is an overkill, I think, for green. Because now, after this, it really doesn't look anymore like a city that's gonna get finished. Now it looks like it's gonna be in the interest of green to use as many tiles over here and here and here to lure in the second meeple, and this is exactly what will not happen as red is gonna be taking away that possibility. And now, despite likely gonna be losing this ruin, red will be just smoothing away because it now has sucked in 2 extra meeples compared to red, and it's not really gonna be scoring enough points in all likelihood unless it gets finished to really justify the meeple investment from green, because he's going to be having a lot of trouble for the remainder of this game to try and actually score stuff. Now with only one meeple, and look at the tiles that green needs: a triple city, a triple city, a triple city. Everything in green's position is tied to triple cities. Everything. 6 meeples tied to triple cities, which there now is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 of those remaining. 30 tiles remaining. Only really 3 useful tiles, or like even like rather high impact tiles for green. Okay, maybe I take some of that back, because I didn't actually see that this road was shared. So then this does make certainly more sense to invest a second meeple to the structure. But still, like, needing of a triple city and in need of a triple city, and now that this city is blocked, as was like kind of able to be predicted, then yeah, the position of green isn't really that good. And if you're Terrycloth now, you do not go here. You just don't go here for like 2 points. It's not worth it. Like, I get that you could actually like meeple a 12-point field, but you do not go here. Like, never. Because 2 on 1, yeah. I get the field is nice, but you can take the you can take the field anywhere. Like, anyways, when you have the meeple majority and you had the chance to really tie up your opponent's meeples, like 2 here and 3 here, and odds are your opponent will never be meepling this 12-point field with only one meeple in their hand. Now, fortunately for Georgios, he also gets the triple city over here to get another meeple into his hand, but it wasn't like that necessary anymore after he got the other 2. And I feel like Terrycloth just went here just because he thinks that he's in a desperate need to get back meeples, or in a desperate need to score as much as possible and still have as much meeples in his hand as he can humanly have. But I don't really think that's the case. I think the long-term meeple majority would be a bigger asset than having like basically equal points. Well, no, not just basically, but having equal points on the scoreboard, and having lost a medium ruin, which is worth like what, 14 points, 10, not even that, 13 points. But when you are going to be fighting for the field and you have the meeple majority, you can overcome that that ruin quite easily. And now green can't meeple the road monastery for 6 points instead of 2 points in the ruin. Oh yeah, talking about this one. So, well, I reckon this one. Yep. Yes, talking about this before the situation got fixed, I guess. So green was afraid of meepling the monastery in because he didn't want like everything here to become blocked, as he was certainly trying to make it so. Didn't want to leave himself with only one meeple and everything else depending on just certain triple cities. And now green has enough meeples to attack the field. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. As a result of red's generosity of giving back those meeples to green in order to fight for the dangerous features and for the features that red seemingly has to win, in order to overcome the ruin now. So let's take a look. So +4 for David. There's +10 on the monastery. And then this ruin is worth 10, 15 points now. Yeah, so -5. And then the field situation. So -5 without the field. Or let's say with the field being equalized. But an extra meeple though. An extra meeple, which could be used maybe over here to get a 6-point field. Now there are no starting tiles, so this city right here, it is dead. It will never be completed. But it will be certainly a high priority now for green to catch 2 tiles to go over here first and then over here. And that actually might just be enough for Terrycloth to overcome that 5-point difference, like already on its own, because green only has what 5 tiles remaining, and when 2 of those have to be unification tiles, that's actually quite a lot to be asked, because those tiles are likely not going to be scoring tiles. And Terrycloth going for the cities, which I actually do agree. I think they are going to be a nice nice threat for green to like kind of like put some attention to. So if you know that your opponent has to invest tiles somewhere, then you might as well create some additional threats and make their focus shift somewhere else. Although these 2 fields of green are on their own worth 12 points, whereas this main field is 15. So there also is a case where green never unifies either one, and he might just be okay with it. But let's assume that none of these actually unify, then it's going to be like a -1 or -2 point situation for green at the moment, I believe. So he has to get those points somewhere, and it doesn't look like there's going to be like really anything to score points from. Maybe a rodent over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are still 2 crossroads. And well, I guess there are still additional chances to attack the field. So let's say green goes over here, connects via crossroad maybe. But like in order to really have a decent shot at, going. Oh, oh, um, holy shit. That does not seem right. That does not seem right to me. To invest a third meeple to the 15-point field, which is still controlled with 2-0 maturity by red, and an additional meeple doesn't really it doesn't give extra points to red. It just ensures that green cannot overrun it. But now red is forced to find a tile to take away the points from this field or from this field. No? Because he just gave basically 6 points to green. Like, there has to be a tile to go over here, and there it unfortunately is for green, and it could very well be actually the decisive tile for Terrycloth, especially when he didn't even have meeples anymore. after setting up the 8-point monastery, well, not setting up, but after getting the 8-point monastery and not being able to meeple the road here. But those 6 points without a meeple investment are just huge, massive for Terrycloth. And actually, well, actually, when you consider it, there was this tile and wait, hold it. Yeah, okay. So there was the straight road and there was the field Dorito that were both like unification tiles, but somehow, some way, actually, Georgios still wins. How does that happen? Despite what seems to have been such a massive like sequence of tiles for Terrycloth with like the best scoring possible out there almost, then got the 6 points, got the 8 points from the monastery, and still ended up losing after like a 10-point sequence for Georgios and then 6 over here. But by 5-point difference, it feels like I must have miscounted something earlier on by a couple points, because this 5-point difference is really surprising me. Wow, okay. Status quo is only -3 on fields for a green. Yes, that is indeed correct. Lord might join 1 on final turn if green doesn't attempt to do so. One of the like fields, that is. And yeah, that was actually like the key aspect in this tense situation. So if like as long as green doesn't have a single farm united with the main field of red, he might never want to do so, because if he goes with one and the other one gets blocked, well, let's say before the third meeple was here, then green has just given away like 6 points or even more if he connects the if he were to connect the right hand side farm. So it was like a really big like deliberation for green whether he would connect anything really, and he decided not to. Actually, with the help of this road, it seems like this road was actually enough for green to pull off the streak, because 6 points from here, a 10 from this, and another 6 from here, so 22 points, and with red getting 14, yeah, then that actually makes up the difference that I was thinking I had. So yeah, the 6-point road, just a huge asset actually for green, which he ended up getting a meeple back from by his opponent. And well, I did told you that this third meeple by David was something which I didn't really like and still don't like. That farmer was a throw. Didn't take the 6-point field on top and gave the opponent a 6-point road. Yeah, that is seemingly a turning point in this game on the like final 8 tiles, 10 tiles or something. Reversing the final tiles gives Lord the win, I think. Oh, that's true though. That's true. So Georgios would still be getting these 6 points over here, but with a field Dorito coming over here, it would take away actually 9 points from green and give 6 to red. So it ended up being a 50-50 coin toss in the end, but this semi block over here, this half block by Georgios was all that it took for him to muster up the potential for him to win, and he made a nice success out of that. Also, we have now chippered for quite a long time, and we have missed half of the third game, so maybe let's head on to that. In which we have Georgios without any meeples at 10 points, and we have Terrycloth at 28 points with 2 meeples with some monasteries, and we have a 3-0 meeple maturity, meeple super maturity here on the field for yellow, which I do not know why he has such a super maturity there. Like usually, like as a thumb rule, as a rule of thumb, you do not want to drop a third farmer to the field, at least onto the same field, if your opponent has not dropped a single one yet. Like, this looks just incredibly bad for Terrycloth here. Sorry, for Georgios here. Is this blocked? There's one dagger. No, it is not blocked. It is still very much alive, the city. So if Yellow can manage himself with a city cap over here, as he now should, I think. Although he would be really tempted to just take the meeple back from here as well. Yeah, it's a really difficult tile to place because you have so many good spots to go for. But he just decides to go for the city, which I do like because it is a rather nice one looking. Has a lot of shields, and it would be also 3 additional points to the field itself. And now that Yellow has the meeple back in hand, it might be potentially everything that he needs. And if I'm Lord, I think I would be very tempted to go here. Yes, the wonderful find by Terrycloth here. So restricting the meeples of Yellow to the same tiles that he now needs to separate, that he now needs to different places. And if you are Yellow, you never go here. You absolutely never go here because it's the worst move of mankind. You don't want to first of all meeple. You don't want to first of all release the opponent's monastery, and by doing so, you might think that you are making a semi-save, like a good one at that, but it's really not, because then it's really only taking away the city plus road tiles for yourself that you could be using over here to make a full save onto the city. So that's why Yellow doesn't even bother. Rightfully so, he just pre-finishes the road that he has. So in order, so if his city gets blocked, then at least he can use the dagger over here to get a meeple back. Now this one though, it's well, it's a better tile to make the save, but it's probably still not a full save, even though it's still even though it is seemingly handy. So it did prevent Terrycloth from making the full block over here. This, however, this tile for Yellow, I believe, should have been going over here, because then he could make, then he could restrict this square into like down to a dagger and make the full block of this city completely impossible. Versus now, there might very well be like a horse or something remaining. And there is actually. So there is a horse remaining to this square, and maybe even road Doritos. 2 road Doritos. Yeah, well, then absolutely I think we should have gone over here with the cow. Like, trying to kill off this monastery is not as is not as important as killing off this potential block, which we now could have done with the vanilla. Like we go over here with the cow, then we go here with the vanilla, and then we are fully, well, yeah, then we have just fully salvaged the city, and then we actually have maybe even winning chances. But 28-55 on the scoreboard. Terrycloth with 2 monasteries, one with 7, one with 6. So that puts Terrycloth into plus 40. Then 7 over here, 9 plus 38, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 20. And then this 9-point ruin now, so plus 11 for Terrycloth, and a 3 meeple difference in his hand. Actually 21 points for the field. But anyways, so 8 points. Yeah, 8-point positive difference on the actual scores for Terrycloth, and a bunch of extra meeples, and the score just keeps on growing. The dagger is drawn by yellow, but unfortunately too late, and due to our inability of saving this square from blocks, we are not able to finish the city and not able to really give ourselves any kind of winning shot. We do get 3 points, but I believe we are still at -9, and now with 2 extra meeples in the hand of David, with 6 tiles remaining. Yeah, I do not believe that there is a win for green in any world here. Terrycloth finds himself with a 3-point 3-point field. Would have probably even been better to take the 3-point road, so that yellow can't go here with like with a road tile and claim a 4-point road and then a meeple on the and then a point on the monastery. But it's whatever. Now, assumably, we are going to be going over here, actually. Claim a 6-point road. I mean, we could go over here for 5 points, like 4-point road and 1 point to the monastery, but it's like just worse move, because we can't use all of our meeples like by the end of the game, because we are going to be having a meeple surplus. Well, we are going to be having a meeple surplus for sure if we go here. But since we have still 2 tiles to go, we can go here. We can take 6 points for the road, and we can just use the rest of our meeples on our 2 last turns. Or probably what Terrycloth is trying to figure out is, are the city caps to go here, and can he block the city with the Dorito, which I don't think is even necessary. So let's say he goes over here. There is 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, there is actually still 1 vanilla remaining. And there's also a divider. So really not worth to go over here to give 2 points. Oh, why? Yeah, but 6 points versus 5 points. What's the... Why? Like, just why? Math? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2 meeples in hand already. Like, the extra meeple does nothing. Absolutely nothing. It just stays in your hand, frozen. It cannot go anywhere. This was -1 point. Maybe he's like, I don't know, decided that he can get a crossroad to go here for 4 points after. But like, you have other roads to get 4 points. Here, 4 points. Here, 4 points. Like, this makes absolutely no sense at all. Well, he gets a divider, Shall he go over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, let's not go here. Let's not give a Dorito possibility for yellow. Let's just I guess maybe just take this city over here, or take it over here. Actually, I think yeah, just take the city over here and leave a city cap empty, because then we can get the vanilla and score 4 points from it, and then we can just score for the Doritos or whatever. Because I think there's only one city cap remaining, and like 2 Doritos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, there's one Dorito. Okay, one Dorito, and I believe the vanilla. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, why though? Where there's two, or if there are 2 city caps, I can maybe understand that, because this move would then not allow, yeah, an extra farmer for Georgios, but with 2 city caps and a Dorito, now it made sure, actually, it made absolutely sure that whatever tile Georgios gets into his hand, it's useful. 7 points with the vanilla, 7 points with the dagger, and going over here is still a 5-point move with the Dorito, because he goes over here and drops a farmer, and then also gets the 3 points onto this farm. Yeah, this was looks like a real bad move, actually, to me. So it stopped Georgios from getting a 10-point move, and we got 1 from it. But instead, Georgios got a 7-point move over here, uh, and made sure that he has also a use for this. Yeah, I don't see really the point of this move, but okay. So we basically lost, I think, like 1 point here, one or 2 points over here, and yeah, we like kind of tried to still give like a small possibility for Georgios to still win this. Wait, he hasn't clutched this, has he? No, it's 24. But not too far off, you know. Not too far off. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this looks like actually a chance for yellow to maybe even win the game. Was it? They got 7 plus 5 on their last turn, so that's 12 points versus here 5 and the stick cap for 7. So it's like 12 anyways. But let's consider this. So if we go over here, we just like throw the city cap somewhere in order for it to not be useful for yellow, because he can use any city cap over here. Then yellow gets 10 because he drops a farmer here, adds 4 points to the city, and drops and gets the points on this main field. So that's 10, and then a well, let's say this. So 10 plus 5, and then we get 3 plus 4. So that's minus 8 with net worth, and this was 7 and 5, so 12, 11, 7. So minus 7 net worth. Can this actually be better? Huh. Ever so slightly, but anyways, better. Perhaps. If he didn't use the crossroad to defend and return a meeple to opponent, he would have had 4 more points. An opponent would have to spend a tile to get back a meeple. I think that would give him a bigger fighting chances. Yes, so hinting towards this crossroad right here. So basically making a 0-point move and making a semi-save, as opposed to getting like a 4-point. As opposed to getting like a 4-point move made over here with the crossroad, and then allowing green to go here and to block, and then later also have to invest a meeple here for an extra meeple. But we could keep in mind that, you know, green had a surplus of meeples in the end anyways. So green didn't really need a meeple back. So that kind of like doesn't really give a bigger fighting chance. But I think like just being able to try and complete the city was actually giving a fighting chance for Yellow. Unfortunately, he didn't really like fully invest his tiles for the completion. Like he didn't go like he went for the semi save, sure, but then he didn't go for for the full save with some more city caps, like or with city tiles. Didn't go here with the cow, and didn't go here with the restriction to a dagger to this square, and then thus saving this city into the last 2 daggers. And was there even actually a dagger to go here? I don't think so actually, but still, I mean, like imagine this city being completed on the field, plus 3 points, right? And then a bunch of these city caps at the bottom side. That could actually work, but doesn't work here now. Doesn't work now at all. 2-1 for David Faraci, and he advances to the to 2 match wins with 1 match loss. And for Georgios, unfortunately, he is going to be at a very difficult situation, because he has to win against Minwei Chen and against Borberici. Like it's just a must-win situation for him. And furthermore, because he is now 3-4 with games won, and with -1, with -1 tiebreaker for the game's difference, then he kind of has to win like just 2-0 against both his opponents. Because with +3 tiebreaker in games, I believe you could very well have a very decent chance of bouncing still into top 12 with 3 match wins. But anything other than that, you're basically just relying on good heavens to be grateful to you and to give some extra chances for you to get to the playoffs. There were still 3 blocking tiles, but a lot more tiles were defending tiles. Maybe so. There were there were 2. Actually, not 3 blocking tiles, but he had so the blocking tiles were the horse, the two road Doritos, and of course also the daggers work as blocking tiles themselves. So 5 blocking tiles. Versus straight up saving tiles, road Doritos, daggers of course, and well, city crossroads I guess work. But I'm not sure how many of those were remaining. But I think at least 1, no? I'm gonna say like at least 1 was remaining. But I think the odds are still worse for you to actually save your city than the odds are still worse for you to save your city than to finish it. Did I say that wrong? The odds are wrong to save. The odds are worse to save your city than for it to get blocked. Yeah, that's what I was supposed to say. So again, I mean, this has been said in quite a many occasions, but like if you have a plan um, and you go for like semi saves, you very often need to like just fully go with the plan all the way until the end, and to like really not just rely on drawing a saving tile, a direct saving tile, but just to go for the extra steps and make sure that your opponent will not have any blocking tiles. Okay, that's going to do on that match, and then the others that we have are not happening today. And tomorrow we seemingly have a free day from CCL. There are no matches scheduled on 23rd. Well, depending on the time zone that you are. There is Fox versus Borbarici um, at uh, at 22:30 UTC time, but I will not be streaming this. But on Saturday, I will be streaming at least Lauri Leppänen versus Minwei Chen. And seems like Lauri also has a match on Sunday, so why not? I will very likely stream that one as well. And for the other matches, I do not yet have any guarantees, but you shall find out about those if you are subbed to the channel. But that's where we are going to be ending the stream. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in all the way until the end. And if you did enjoy this type of Carcassonne content and would like to see more of it, then there is an easy way to support the channel by subscribing, by liking the stream, or by leaving a comment down in the comment section if you're watching this afterwards, and letting me know what you think of it. I'll be seeing you at least on Saturday with some more Carcassonne Champions League stage matches. Bye for now.